What's good, everybody? 704 Charlotte Bounce Show. It's your boy, Twan Don, and I'm back off hiatus. The NFL, Carolina Panthers, football talk is heating up. Um, a lot of things been happening. 704 Charlotte Bounce Show, man. We're actually trying to wait more as we get closer to the draft. So you're going to be seeing a lot more shows from us guys. I'm going to continuously do all these players breakdowns and up to the day of the draft. You know what I'm saying? And one of the guys, that I'm coming through today, first I did Jalen Royals. I also did Jalen out of the University of Georgia. And now I'm doing Jayden, right here out of Iowa State, Jayden Higgins. And I think Carolina's going to go defense with their very first pick, probably trade back for that. But I have a really good feeling that, with the second pick, because this is what it will require, that they're going to trade back up to go grab Higgins. And if they don't get Higgins, I'm going to explain to you why they definitely should go get Higgins today, man. So sit back this morning. Let me entertain you. Let me do this player breakdown for you guys so you know what's going on with this guy. This guy is absolutely the real deal. The absolute real deal when it comes to wide receivers. For people who love Ted McMillan and want Carolina to take him, there is no fall off with this guy, Jayden Higgins, man. Built the same type of speed. There's some things about Jayden Higgins' games that I like more than Ted McMillan's game. It's just with the media, when they try to pump up one name and try to, push one guy into the first round. They could have easily done that with this guy right here. And I'm going to show you, in my opinion, why he's a better wide receiver than Ted McMillan. I mean, this guy also showed out in the Reese's peanut butter game. The Reese's peanut butter game in the Senior Bowl. And he was the best wide receiver there, but that's just under talk in comparison to what this guy can really do. But look, let's take a look at Jayden Higgins this morning, man. Take a look at your screen. Jayden Higgins is out of Iowa State. It's out of Iowa State. He's 6'4", right there. He's 6'4". So people that want Bryce Young to have a taller receiver that he can go to, I mean, this guy he's 6'4". He's gonna go up and get it. Can jump out the sky when he goes to get past his great hands. When the ball is in his hands, it's not going to be a lot that's going to get it out of him. The dude just don't miss when the ball is in his facility. Obviously, his position is at wide receiver. He is a senior, and I know some people feel like there's a drop-off if they think it took you that long to become good in college. Me personally, I like seasoned guys coming out of colleges. I love seniors because it's just like with some seniors, you got so much knowledge from coming out of college and what to do that you're going to go right into people your age into the NFL. And it should be no, that much of a learning curve when you go up in there and mix with these guys, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is some guys, in terms of, it just depends on the situation. You can go to a school where you're standing behind two other wide receivers and you have to wait till your moment, Iowa State's been doing pretty good in the college ranks year after year. Great programs. Brock Purdy came from that over there with the San Francisco. He was Mr. Irrelevant, got picked from this school, and we see what he's doing over there. But look, he's out of South Miami, Florida. University of Miami wanted him real bad, but at the time they weren't doing so well. My Florida State Seminoles almost got him too, man. But something about Iowa, where he wanted to go there and show out. Well, they told him he was going to be the man there. So guys make those decisions based on that, man. Look, he's got his player rating is 85.9. That's really, really high. His position, he's fifth ranked in wide receivers, so they got him fifth. But look, when we go over that ranking, you guys tell me if you think he should be at 5, and if the 4 wide receivers ranked ahead of him should be there. I'm telling you already not. Look, man, that 40 time, man, he runs a 4.47. That's speed. At the wide receiver, that's speed. At 6'4", 4'4", that's speed, man. You know what I'm saying? Incredible speed. Jay Higgins, wide receiver, Iowa State, NFL draft profile and scouting report. His role is an outside X receiver. Because definitely going to come in to be our X. This was also updated in March the 26th, 2025. His draft years this year, obviously 40 time 4.47, and he did get invited to the Senior Bowl. Here's his measurables right here. I'm gonna break down everything with this guy so you know all the little insides and outs, and then we'll get to the tape to see what he looks like on tape. His height 6'4", he's in the 89th percentile with that. Weight at 214, he's in the 80th percentile of that. His hands is a 9 and 1/8, 37th percentile of that. His arms is 33 and 1/8, and the 73rd percentile in that. The span is 80. His 40 is 4.47 again. His shut is 4.28. His 10-yard split is a 1.53, meaning he's going to juke you. And if y'all ain't seen on the 704 Charlotte Bound show or other places where this guy standing in front of him at the Senior Bowl where he just shook dudes out of his shoes and he was 10 yards up the field before he could even turn around, go check that out. You probably see it on here. His vert is a 39. That's the 88th percentile. He going to get up there and get it, too, on top of that, man. You know, his broad is a 128. His 3-cone was 7.05. And he bench pressed 225 16 times. 16 times. And look, you got the color code down here that tells you, like from worst being the red to blue being the best. And the colors tell you where he falls in that range, like with the height, you know what I'm saying? He's right there next to the blue on that. The weight right next there to the blue in that. I think something that may, be a little lower for him was his shut. You know what I'm saying? They want him to have like slightly bigger hands too. But, it's not like in the worst, they're just basically saying that 37 percentile means you're just under 50, but dude don't drop. There is something called the eye test. This is who they got ranked ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? You guys tell me this. They got Ted McMillan, which you knew was going to be in there ahead of him. They got Matthew Golden, which a lot of Panthers fans are now starting to turn his way more and want to see what he has. I'm telling you, Matthew Golden, to me, is not better than Higgins. Based on a lot of factors, Luther Burton, I'm big on him as well. A lot of people are big on him. Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State. He's not better than Jayden Higgins. He's not, man. It's the school he went to, high-profile school. Luther Burton, I will say, is up there with him, because of his style of play. But look, Jayden Higgins is number 5 because he went to Iowa State. The people under him is Trey Harris, Jalen Knowles, Jalen Royals, which we did Jalen Royals. Jalen Royals dropped to like number 5. He was at 5 when I did his player profile. But no way. No way is this number 5. I think they're trying to shape him up like this in terms of where he's going to go in the draft. But as you can see, it's like 1 point separating all these guys. Ted is at 88.5, Golden 88.2, Luther Burton 87.5, Egbuka is 87.3, and then Jayden's 85.9. And the only reason why those guys are up more that I found out is because they had more reps than Jayden Higgins. Iowa State didn't just run everything to the receiver, you know what I'm saying? They used their whole team. These guys got more reps, you know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys were their teams. Ted McMillan was Arizona, you know what I'm saying? Luther Burton, when it came to wide receivers, he was. And the other thing that you should know is that with Jayden Higgins, he also has another wide receiver that plays next to him. You know what I'm saying? That's absolutely incredible. So therefore, they had to split the reps. That's the only reason why he's at number 5, bro. Imagine playing next to somebody that's just as good as you or kind of as good as you, and y'all got to split the reps. You ain't going to get what those other guys got on the team when they're the absolute man. You know, his overall rating is 85.9 out of 100. Just went over that. The defensive rating 76%. Quarterback rating when targeted. Come on, man. 107.7. Do I need to say more? Hands 94%, short receiving 94%, intermediate routes 98%. His deep threat is on 96% because he absolutely smokes cornerbacks that are in front of him. He dropped off with the blocking, but that's something that they can develop him more at the next level. He's not really a blocking tight end. I mean, a blocking wide receiver because he likes to get off his men and get open. But look, man, that's something can be taught at the next level, and it's not unusual to see a killer at wide receiver to have a low blocking score because that's just not what they do. You know, um, player comparison, man. They said Andre Iosavas from Princeton at 82%, and Roma Dunze out of Washington at 76%, and Xavier Hutchinson out of Iowa State, you know what I'm saying, at 70%. And this is like college comparisons, similar levels, not, just saying the people that, that he would kind of come out. I think Roma Dunze is going to be somebody in the NFL and, for the most part, but, great. Hey, his draft profile bio, Jayden Higgins, the first two-star recruit out of Westminster Christian School. You heard it right. Dude came in to college as a two-star. And again, that's why he went to Iowa State. So people got it all wrong with this guy throughout his entire career. He says he turned heads during the 2 years staying at Eastern Kentucky where he first started at. He racked up 1,151 yards and 13 touchdowns. When you do that, man, somebody's like scouts and things have completely overlooked you. And it's not unnormal or that some scouts don't know what they're talking about or they just didn't spend enough time with you to see what you had. But Iowa State recognized it. It said his impact at Iowa State was immediate and profound. Immediate and profound. That's what we need coming into the Carolina Panthers is somebody could come in and immediately do what they do, to help us out over here and get our offense set up to be one of the better offenses in the NFC South. And then we'll go for it on into the regular NFL and see what we can get done this year. Higgins averaged an eye-popping 18.5 yards per catch. 18.5 yards a catch. The seventh best single season mark in school history. His Liberty Bowl performance against Memphis, he had 214 yards. Masterclass announced his arrival on the national stage, but it was his senior campaign. So, you got that chemistry going on over into the NFL. It was his senior campaign with the 87 receptions, 1,183 yards, and 9 touchdowns, earning third-team All-American honors and establishing him as one of the most reliable targets in college. Listen, again, I'm telling you guys, man, guy should have been first, second team. The reason why he's third team is because there is a guy who plays next to him named Noel. He's good. He's really, really, really good. So they had to split. This could easily be a 2,000-yard campaign for this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's got a guy that's next to him that's going to be a dog at the next level too. And I think and the Carolina Panthers has already met with Noel. They've already met with him. What makes Higgins particularly compelling is his development from a relatively known prospect into a complete receiver. Over his 2 years with Ames, he started 23 games. He caught passes in all 26 appearances and showcased remarkable consistency with 15 touchdowns grabs. His partnership with team Jaylen Noel, just telling you about that guy, marked the first Big 12 receiving duo to each eclipse 1,000 yards. We seen that with the Carolina Panthers a little while back, man, when we had the so-called chosen one, where Teddy Bridgewater threw 1,000-yard receiving to 2 different receivers on our team, him and DJ Moore. But Yeah, man, that's a big thing, bro. They didn't have the greatest quarterback over there and the greatest line, and so that disrupts the flow, So, but look, man, this could be completely different. I'm not gonna go over every single one of them. Just gonna go through this really quick. The things you need to know about him, his strengths is he exhibits exceptional body control and route tempo manipulation, consistently creating separation with subtle head fakes and should dip at the stem of his routes, bro. I'm trying to tell you, if you follow him when he's leading with his head, he's gonna leave you on the island by yourself. He boasts vacuum-like hands, and like I told you, so when they say the vacuum-like hands means the ball always seems to suck to your hands, boss. You know what I'm saying? An outstanding ball tracking ability demonstrated by his remarkable 93.1 hands grade and mere 3% career drop rating. Look, I need to say that one more time. This man only has a 3% career drop rate on 350 targets. Do you know what that is? He dropped 9 balls out of 350 targets. Pause. That's it. 3% of 350 is like close to 9. 10 if you round it up. Come on. Masterful hands. It says that he's masterful in finding soft spots against zone coverage, showing veterans like instincts to settle in windows and present a clean target for his quarterback, man. Incredible. Incredible. Shows advanced understanding of defensive leverage. Dude can also read defenses in terms of where he's at the wide receiver position, using his frame effectively to shield defenders on intermediate routes and back shoulder throws. Meaning he can catch it all, man. And then at the very bottom, the last one, it says the versatile alignment capability across the X and the Z and slot positions. With football IQ to digest multiple route responsibilities, he don't care where you put him, he gonna be a dog. With everything else, man, look, and I'm telling you, there's a ton of strengths on this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? And look, everybody has some few weaknesses, and they only listed just a few. Said his release package needs significant refinement, often struggling to cleanly disengage from physical corners and the contact window, and that's something he will probably have to work on. When you got a bigger receiver, a physical receiver, to be able to get off of that guy, you know what I'm saying, where he always and usually, with his first step, gets off of a guy. But for that touchy, handsy CB, you know what I'm saying, they said that he struggles a little bit with that. But he don't struggle much because he's also a big guy himself. He don't struggle much. This is just some stuff they have to put down. They're not going to put down he has no weaknesses. Despite his frame can appear passive in contested catching situations, allowing a smaller defender to disrupt at the catch point. That also has a lot to do with the quarterback. If you go back and look at the highlights of his quarterback, he went the greatest quarterback in the world. So it's all about ball placement as well. I'm not going to let them have that one. His run block techniques, which I absolutely agree with. The run block technique and aggressive fall sort of expectations for a receiver of his stature, limiting his 3-down value. He's got to learn how to block, man, especially if something's coming his way. And that's something that I'm sure Canales will get with him on. And that's how you train up guys and develop guys at the next level, man. You're not going to get a perfect product when they come in. Long stride length can hinder his ability to quickly accelerate out of breaks, particularly on timing base short routes. That's a lot. When you see these highlights, you'll know that's a whole lot. The scout report summaries: Higgins is a plug and play receiver. Like, he's ready right now. Whose game tape absolutely pops. While his 40 might raise eyebrows, the film shows a savvy route runner who can consistently create separation. Now, they was just telling you earlier that he had struggles with separation, but now they're telling you consistently. So that's very far. You can't really bite on those weaknesses too much. And with wins at all three levels, he got the rare knack for getting open despite lacking elite speed, showing how technical mastery can trump pure athleticism. The dude is fast as hell. I don't know what they're talking about with the elite speed. 4'4" at 6'4". is elite speed. But we have something called an eye test. You know, bottom line, Higgins prospects as an immediate contributor, who could develop into a reliable wide receiver two in the right system. It'll be a one with us. His skill set will translate quickest to teams running multiple receiver sets where his route running sophistication and consistency with hands can be maximized. And man, look, right away he's going to be able to be coming into our system with some other younger wide receivers. We got an older wide receiver in Thielen that can also help develop him and show him where he needs to be and things like that. And then he work into that like that, man. I don't think XL is going to be our X. I think this Higgins guy is definitely going to be an X if we get him. You know what I'm saying? I like to see XL play stronger and more monstrous. Hope he's working on his game in the off season. I'll be keeping up with that and reporting back to you guys. But we got to get him to get better. We wouldn't be out here looking for another wide receiver. And these are just a graph of what we went through earlier. Just like with his 40 time and just showing you like they call this the spider graph, like spider web, and a lot of his numbers are sticking out at the percentiles that he came at with the bench, and you want to stay from close to the middle of this chart. You want to be more on the outside. So, yeah, we went over all of those things, man. And his overall ranking from certain scouts was a 59.8. All scouts average position was at a 6.0. And you got from ESPN that don't do a whole lot of scouting anyway on people who came in on 3-4-25 at a 34 and as high as CBS, who says that he's got him in at an 86. So somebody don't know what they're talking about, whether you got that big of a drop off or drop up. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man. Jayden Higgins is the guy that Carolina must go after, that they must entertain. And look, you guys ready for the eye test? We're about to go ahead and get into this eye test. Before I go right to that, man, I want to shout out some people in the chat that's here, man. Man of Arms said, I've been waiting on this video breakdown, man, and I'm here to give it to y'all, man. Crispy love Jayden Higgins. Shout out to Crispy. Crispy said, reminds me of another Higgins in the NFL, but more athletic. You know what I'm saying? My man C representing NC State out here said, what up, Twan? What's good with you, bro? You know what I'm saying? I got my man Edge in the building. What up, family? What's good with Edge? You know what I'm saying? 704 coming back strong, bro. Like, we ain't going nowhere. We right back here. I'm energized right now, bro. I got my second breath. Relax and talk sports in the building. XL called it straight. You know what I'm saying? And you, my boy, Blue, is back in the building. You and my boy Blue, he says he's sold, but you, my boy Blue, let me sell you some more. I'm going to hit you with this eye test, bro. And that's how we gonna do this, man. Let's get into what this man really looks like. Let's get into what this man really looks like. All right. Let me navigate this. Y'all ready? Jayden Higgins, 87 catches, 1,183 yards, 9 touchdowns. All right, here we go. Quarterback backs up. Higgins pinpoints. And you see the terrible throw that quarterback threw? You throw the ball up on a guy that tall. You see where he threw the ball? He still snatched it out of the defender's hand, bro. I told you, a lot of this stuff was on his quarterback. That was a horrible throw, man. Quarterback backs back. Higgins over to the off to the right side. Pinpoints again. Quarterback not throwing the ball up where he can just easily go get it and keep running, But he adjusts to the left side, jukes to the left, goes up to get it. There it is, man. To the right side with the circle. That wiggle, get off him right there in the middle. Look at the speed, bro. Yeah. Down to the left, cut up in the middle. Quarterback finds him. That's how you catch that kid. You don't see anybody up on him when he's making these catches. He's leaving these corners in the pass, bro. One-on-one competition, cut him on the outside over the right shoulder. Nasty. Nasty. You think Bryce ain't gonna love this dude, man? Drops back, gets rid of the ball for him, man. Again, listen, this is the worst quarterback in the world, and this dude still excel. He's throwing the ball at his hip where anybody can go up there and get it. But this is the separation this guy can get right here, man. Let me push this back again, you know what I'm saying? He absolutely leaves this corner over here by himself. Like, by the time he turns, he's out. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm so excited about this kid, man. Off on the left side, quarterback locates him, zips, lost that corner. And he talks his shit after he gets the catch, man. Inside, red zone threat. I'm telling y'all right now, he's going to be an incredible red zone threat. I have to believe that Bryce is going to put the ball up where he can catch it and his defenders can't get to it. That's him adjusting to the ball, turning around left shoulder to come back and get it. Here we go. Puts the ball up in the air to the right side. Another catch. And see, look, this quarterback doesn't throw the ball in stride to this guy a lot where he can do just that, where he can catch it and keep running, you know. But hopefully he'll be with a better quarterback next year in the league, man. He go off the right side of the ball, launches. Had to bend down to get that one. The dude don't drop balls. Pause. Footballs. Nice. Waits. Cut. Look at the speed. Look at the speed. He playing with children out here, man. All black to the left in the slot. Cuts in the middle. Wide open. All the dude does is get open. Nice. To the right this time. Cuts up. Cuts in the left to the middle. Wide open. Touchdown, bro. When we get him in that red zone, that 20 yards to the end zone, bro, look, he's going to be an animal. He's going to be an animal, period. But we will have our first red zone threat in a long time, bro. You have to find out where this guy is on our offense. There you go. It's just not. It's not a lot of video, or you're not gonna find videos with him dropping balls, bro. It's just not. Cuts up in the middle again. You know, seems to be his forte, where he gets open. He's not afraid to catch the ball across the middle. You know, he's in the slot right here, man. Catches the ball right here, touchdown. Red zone is he gonna be a killer in the red zone? You know, he gonna kill to get us down there, and he's gonna be a killer in that red zone. You know, height alone. Look at this. Dude was rough with him. That cornerback, look, I want to show you that one more time. That cornerback is tugging with him all the way up the field. And he still got his hands free to get it. Takes off, cuts in the middle. Nice. Like a little 25-yard pickup. Off to the left, man. It's like a stop. Gets rid of it. Look at the juke move. You know, he's not going to be a wide receiver, as you can see in these clips. That's just going to go down on contact. He's going to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here has no chance. He already got him slipping. He's going to be a problem. I don't care what team this guy goes to. He's going to be a problem. He sits there, waits, slides the defender. He loves the middle of the field. He loves the middle of the field. Wide open, man. If the quarterback threw him a better pass, I'm going to tell you one more time why a lot of this is on that quarterback. If the quarterback throws him a better pass, what do y'all think he's doing, man? He had to do everything he could just to catch that pass. Lined up on the right side on the outside, shoot, cuts to the inside, got to get off that defender that's holding him, still caught the ball. To the right side, caught the ball. Said, hey, look, man, the dude is amazing in traffic. You know, sits down in the pocket, like a little wheel route, See how quickly he got out there too, man? Let me get that to y'all one more time. Here we go. Look how he sits down, waits for it, curls out, turns 5 yards into 12. Let's go. To the left side of the ball. Easy, jump pick, got it. He finally threw the ball up where he had to jump and go get it. Line up to the right side of the field. Cut to the middle, wide open. What they going to do with that? What they going to do with that? With him on the field, you got Thielen on the other side of the ball. Xavier Legette out there on the ball, or we got Coker out there. That's going to be 3 reliable, strong threats that no one's going to be able to do anything with. You know what I'm saying? All right, second win story said, hey, bro, I'm a Bucks fan, and I want the Bucks to trade down in the first to pick up an extra third or possibly second. If Higgy is on the board at 53, I would love if they got him. He's a faster Mike Evans. He is, bro. He just like him. You know what I'm saying? So look, and shout out to the Bucks fan over there, man. In our division. Hey, Carolina, we cannot let the Bucks get this guy, man. We need to have this guy on our team, or you're gonna be dealing with Mike Evans all over again down there. It's like he's being reborn, like he's stepping away and his child is coming up in there. This is the receiver that we need, bro. This guy is a beast. Again, with second win stories, he said if the Panthers got him, that would be an immediate upgrade. Higgins is my top 3 wide receiver in the draft. Shout out to second win stories, man. They know. They know out here. They know out here. My man Brandon said if possible, we can get him in the second round, but we'll have to trade back up. We'll have to trade back up to get him. JP with the smile. JP again seems like he doesn't mind hand fighting with cornerbacks when they try to get into him. He doesn't. But he was the one who winds up with the ball, JP. You know what I'm saying? The Don34 said, listening in the chat room at work, man. Shout out to my man Dom, one of the moderators out here at work. But look, man, that's what it does. That is what it is right now, man. That is my ploy. That is the player breakdown for Jayden Higgins out of Iowa State. Carolina, please go grab this man. If you don't grab him and he winds up somewhere in the NFC South, we will suffer even more. Don't make this too hard, man. Don't get no Golden and all these other shorter receivers. Go get this guy. Come on, Canales. You knew what it was like to coach Mike Evans. You know you need this guy, man. And before I get up out of here, man, he said, Jermaine said, Twan doing his breakdown, going to get him into the first round. Yeah, man, I want him to go at the first. I want him to stay at that second, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we can grab him. But I have about 4 or 5 more players that I'm doing breakdowns on. As far as it's been 3. I wanted to just do 7, you know what I'm saying, players, because it is the 704 Charlotte Bound show named after our late great brother 704 Charlotte Bound. Yeah, we'll see. But look, this is my ploy. Jayden Higgins, beast, man. Carolina, you better go out there and get him or suffer the consequences if we don't, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Until then, I'm out.